Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special podcast from the Global Table Games and Game Protection Conference, which the third edition just finished up 2 weeks ago at Sahara Las Vegas. It was a great conference, and we had a lot of great sessions in the beautiful theater inside the Sahara, and just about finished up now with the after conference work. And now we finally have time to have this great podcast featuring two guys, two great guests who, it was a great conference. And like I said, a lot of great sessions, but what really dominated that conference was Knockout 52. And Knockout 52, for those of you who don't know, which according to LinkedIn seems to be very few because there's been so much conversation on LinkedIn about this brand new table game that won the best new table games contest at Sahara Las Vegas, and the two creators of the game who just came out of nowhere. I mean, Frank is a CPA, Frank Mugnolo is a CPA, and Peter Mastroianni is an attorney. And guys, I'm just curious, where did this all come from?
Okay, Richard, here's the story. Not a story, it's a fact. We met the previous show. And you got a Mugnolo and you got a Mastroianni. Well, naturally, we're going to talk. Okay. So we got to know each other. And I was showcasing my two other games, Muggsy's Corner and 2Gs, and Peter and his Match 52. So after the voting on that show, we got together. I was a little mad after that show, that last show. And so I got together with Peter. I said, Peter, I could take your game that you got Match 52. We've been playing that game in Chicago a little differently. So we're at the Sahara, standing in the pit by the blackjack tables. I go, with me and you together, working together, we can make this game great for the casino, great for the players, easy for the dealers, easy for the players to learn. With you and me together, we take a little bit of Match 52 and what I've had, and I showed them the papers that I've done. I had statistics on this game already. And so we just worked together for the last year, smoothing it out, making it easy. And you've seen it at the show. The show won by a landslide, but that's how it started. We got together after the last show. We got together, we put our heads together, and we just combined my game from Chicago with the New York game. I got Chicago and New York. Who's going to stop us, Richard?
Hey, I love that. And, I want to say something because you'd mentioned that you were mad after the last conference, the last competition. And I know why. And I think a lot of people out there have heard about it. What happened was you would have won second place with which game was it? Muggsy's Corner, right? You would have won second place were it not for a few people who forgot to sign their ballots or, some little technicality like that, and instead you placed fourth instead of coming in second. But I think now that we can look at that as a blessing in disguise, because that may have actually created the situation where you and Peter got together and came up with this great idea. So Peter, let's hear your take on this, please.
This was a miracle. It's 1 in a million shot. That's all. I can't believe it. I was really fortunate to find Frank. We combined forces. We came up with something great. It was a lot of fun to be in Vegas. Thank you so much, Richard and Michael, for this. I feel like people really enjoyed it, and that's something special for me. When we saw the folks play it and come back and play again, that's when we knew we had something.
All right, Michael, you're the host of this show. I've spoken too much. Take it away.
So how are we doing, guys? Where does the 52 come from, anyway?
52, actually, my sister passed at 52. So there's an emotional component here. That's really what fired me up to start in this business altogether is the 52 card deck and the idea that my brother had to go through the deck and try to match a card or not match a card. That's where this whole thing started. But the emotional and the passion comes from my sister. Yeah.
So it was actually your brother going through the deck had something to do with the creation of this game, like a fluke thing.
Oh, completely, Richard. How it started for me, anyways. My brother said, "Pete, I'm going through this card deck, And you count like this. You say ace, 2, 3, 4. I can't stop doing it. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I told all these bartenders at the bars. My dad's got and brother had a route, Mastro vending. So he goes to the bars in the Bronx. He says, hey, try this card game. And they can't stop playing it. So he comes to me, he says, Pete, this is a board game. I said, no, I think it's a casino game. And that's how it started for me.
Very good. Well, you guys had a great booth down there at the conference. I want to plug you guys. You're on, it's an easy website to find, knockout52.com, right?
That's right.
So if you're out there, and you guys are going to be live at the Strat, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes, we just got the letter from the Strat today saying they're going to agree to host the game. So hopefully in the next month or so, we're going to send everything into the Gaming Commission, and it should go pretty quick because it's all based on with the Gaming Commission, our backgrounds, which I already have 5 games with them, so there'll be no problem.
Right.
Peter's a lawyer, so that will go through, and the math is so easy on this game. They're just going to, well, okay, it's approved. I mean, that's how simple it is. It should go pretty quick. I hope. I've got my fingers crossed. It's going to go quick.
I love that. The Strat right on the Strip in Las Vegas. What a place to make a debut. That's really great. And talking about the numbers, this is the first game. What's so historic about this occasion? It's the first that I've ever heard of. Not only winning a contest, but it's actually the first table game that has nothing to do with the big 5, meaning poker, blackjack, roulette, craps, and baccarat. Has nothing to do with that. And so this is the first major installation of a game that is completely different than all the others. So Frank and Peter, tell us about the ease of which this game is dealt and the numbers that the profit that the casino is going to make from this.
Sure. So it's very easy. When people see it, they say, why didn't I think of that? And that's some magic, I think. What happens is we have a board that has ace to king 4 times. Just says ace to king, and we deal the 52 cards into the ace to king slots until there's a match. That's called a knockout. If it happens the first time through, it's round 1. The second time is round 2, round 3, round 4. If it goes all the way through, we call that an all the way. And that pays 50 to 1.
Knockout. Great name, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super easy for the dealers to deal, super easy for the dealers to learn. And I mean, you had a lovely demonstration dealer down there at the conference, but I'll tell you, it gives every dealer out there dealing the game the opportunity to let their personality shine and really get involved with the guests, which is really what casinos need to get back to, is that interaction with the guests.
Yeah, Angela Wyman, that lovely dealer, right?
She does a great job.
Yeah, she really is terrific. The looks, the personality, the whole thing. And I love your logo back there. That's a great looking logo. So are you guys going to be at IGA with the game?
We
Yes.
sure are. Yep. Booth 1670. We've got a big showing there. We'll have the ring set up around the booth.
All right.
I think that was something interesting too, Richard, at the show. What we had set up was a boxing ring around the table, and that seemed to attract everyone's attention. And we feel that potentially that on a casino floor could do the same thing, as revitalize the floor and create the energy that we all know of old, but that is changed. We heard about that a lot at your conference, Richard, that the energy of table games is very different. There's a lot of push towards ETGs and slots, and we all know we can play those things at home. They're not the same interaction that you can get from a craps table or from sitting next to someone at blackjack or roulette. And Knockout 52 really has even more than that, because what happens during play is the players cheer for the numbers. They cheer together. So it's very much like there's excitement in craps. That's what happens every time with Knockout 52.
And I'm thinking that this is the kind of game that, because everyone's talking about like the possible demise of table games. This is the kind of game that could revitalize the whole table games industry. It could take off like one of the like Caribbean Stud did back in the 80s, or Roger Snow's game, 3-card poker, right? It could take off like that, and and this is something that the industry really needs. So and it also it appears to me that Knockout 52 would also be a great electronic table game. Now, Frank, I didn't give you a chance to talk about the numbers, so would you do that? Enlighten us.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what's also unique about the game is a lot of people when they come to the casino, they're afraid to go up to crap table. They're intimidated. They don't want to play blackjack because they hit on the wrong card. Then they get an argument with the guy. Well, you shouldn't have hit. This game's like roulette. Okay, it's but it's better for the player than roulette. It's got a better house edge. Okay, and roulette is 5.26. Our game is, if you just bet the first round, which people are going to like this because they're going to win 65% of the time, just on the first round. It's a 3% house edge. So it's a very, and if you blend all the payouts together, it goes from 3% to 5.5%. Just what the casinos need, just what the casinos want, but what they're going to get is so many hands per hour because roulette's fast, but you still have to wait for the ball to go around. You got to collect the chips. This is 1, 2, 3, boom, knockout. And that's what the casinos like, hands per hour. And the casinos, the players are going to like it. The dealers, you get a brand new dealer, right? First time on the floor. Well, put him on this game. He gets used to the floor. All he has to deal is 1, 2, 3, ace through king. So it's good for the casinos. The players are going to pick it up immediately. And like Peter said, they'll be calling out the cards. You're going to be watching the cards. You just get mesmerized by what's coming out because you're looking for the match too with the dealer. So it's fun. It's easy. We really think it's going to go and talk about being a pit. It's going on the Strat, but we're also going on Firekeepers in Michigan, and also Paradise in Illinois, Potawatomi in Wisconsin. That's just for right now. We're working on some other casinos too. So yeah, the excitement's out there. It's easy enough, and we're really glad we came to the show, Richard, because seriously, your show helps guys. No, you helps guys like us, the table games. There's nowhere else to put the games out. So
yeah, it's great to be a part.
I gotta thank Andy. I don't want to thank.
No, it's great. It's great to be a part of this, and like from what you're saying, the excitement is generated. Like people are trying not to get knocked out to win the big prize, right? If they don't get knocked out, they win the big prize. Right? So but
a lot of people want to get knocked out in the first round. They get knocked out. If they pick
the big prize.
But that's what's great about it.
Yeah.
There's five choices.
You're not required to play all 5 of those choices, correct? You get to choose. You could play 1, you could play 2, you could play all 5.
Right.
So it's not like a lot of these derivative games where, you've got to put out $25, $50 just to see the hand.
You're
hey,
correct.
Michael, what's the one thing that they could also put on that game to even make it better that we haven't discussed yet? What's the next thing that everybody thinks of to attach to the table game? Right?
Progressive.
The progressive.
Of course.
You're leading me down a road and my brain's not getting there, Richard.
Yeah. So Michael.
I know what you're talking
Michael,
about. You're talking about progressive.
Yes, Michael. Ask the two gentlemen there what they might want to do about the putting a progressive on that game.
Well, me and Peter already talked about it. It's for a table game right now, like in Vegas and the other casinos, the way it is right now, the way to go. But we've been working on a video version, and I think if I remember correctly, one of the payouts would be 150,000 to 1 on the progressive. But that's not on the table game right now. This would be more on the video game. Too complicated to put it on the table game.
But how about something like 3 all the way winning bets in a row or something like that?
150,000 to 1.
That's the one you mean, yeah.
Well, we already have it. Peter.
I should have known, man. I should have known you already had it.
Well, we're working on it.
Right now, it's the table game. Exactly. We're trying to revitalize the table game, get people excited, something new, something different. It's not, your grandfather's table game, something like that, as old as I am, right? I think, of course, the new people coming to casinos want to see something new and not just a derivative, right? It's a brand new game. It's got a hot name, ring around it. And again, when they see the simplicity and the energy, it's the energy that makes the game. Ace, 2, 3, 4. You won't believe it. It's like
boom. Really, that's what I like. A lot of booms.
Fun. And you see them watch, their eyes go like tennis. They watch it like this. Whoa, hey, oh, really? It's amazing. Yeah. Really fun.
Richard, Michael, people talking about the demise of table games. I'm not quite as pessimistic as some, but I do believe, and something that I say all the time is, going forward in the future, if you can't connect your online presence with your live presence, that's going to be an issue. So great to hear you guys are looking at the online as well as the blending. So that's awesome.
Yeah, this is big stuff. This is big stuff. Now, let me ask you
Frank-
two guys, you two enterprising, innovative guys over there with the that great logo behind you. Let me ask you this. You know, it's like you think of like rock bands. There's a lot of great ones. Like if you think about Pink Floyd and the Who, they come out with hit after hit after hit, and they come out with a big gigantic song, and then you say, you know, it's amazing when they follow it up with another one. I mean, could you guys actually be in the works or keeping a secret that we don't know about another game that might be coming behind this, or are you too busy right now with Knockout 52 to even think about that yet?
You never know, Richard. We might have something.
I got a feeling that you never know is already in the work, but we're not gonna
concentrate on the knockout right now. We gotta get some knockouts.
We're gonna let that carrot dangle, huh?
Yeah.
We gotta get some knockouts, right? If we get like 1,000 knockouts, then we'll be happy.
There you go. Frank, you said on a panel at the conference regarding new table games. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about the importance of properties actually trying new table games? It is difficult, I know, for a lot of people to get in the door. Richard's conference has helped some people getting in the door, but really it's in the best interest of the properties to try some new games. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, and you're right, Michael. It's very difficult. I mean, there's a lot of things you have to go through, and the panel was great. We had a pretty good panel. Everyone has their own opinion, but the bottom line is just that the show does help us. And we try to explain to people if they want to get involved in making a new game. It's good for the casinos because the way me and Peter, we talk all the time, why does Cadillac advertise every day? We know there's Cadillacs. Why does McDonald's advertise every day? There's McDonald's, Burger King. So casinos got to look for new games too. And what's going to happen if this takes off, it goes in one casino, now it makes it easier because people like options, okay? They if they come in, and the table game director says, well, how could this increase our money if someone comes in and they have $100 to spend? Well, maybe they're coming to the casino because of Knockout 52. So you're getting their 100 because of the new game. It's just give the players the option. The new games will stand out. The game, and me and Peter talk about this all the time, the game has to stand on its own. No matter who we know or we like it or our friends like it, the players have to like it. And we really believe they're going to like this game. So, but the conference is great because people, it's amazing the ideas. We were up with some tough competition, the different ideas, and and we won. But the casinos really need that because they're always looking for the next best thing. What's the next best thing? We're hoping right now, Knockout for the next 10 years is the next best thing.
Right.
Right, Richard.
Hey, so Michael, what do you think?
Well, I think, I've said it before, it's a great game. And I think this year was a phenomenal competition. I can't think of a game that doesn't deserve to be on the floor. I think every single game that was there deserves to be on the floor. But I do think Knockout 52, phenomenal game, easy for the dealers, easy for the players. Those are two things that I look for, when I submit my voting. Is it an easy game to walk up to and learn? Is it something where I have some choices? Again, my personal opinion is I don't like to have to throw all that money out there, even if I can drag some of it back just to see a hand. It's nice that I can put my money out in one spot, or if I'm feeling lucky, I can put it out in multiple spots. Have a gut feeling of a full knockout. I can go to the end. It's a great game. I think it's going to do fabulous. I'm glad that I got an opportunity to see it out there. And if I head back for G2E, that's not definite yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing it live on the floor. But I think, again, you guys have probably hidden behind the curtain another one that may spring out, and I'd be excited to see that as well. So we'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, and I would like to again make a comment on what I love about it is the originality of it. It's something completely different. I mean, when did the Caribbean Stud was the first, if I remember correctly, was the first big new table game invention.
Yeah, that was out in
the 80s,
early 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, and
late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we're like 35 years 35 years of, there's been a lot of new games, but they're almost all derivatives of the existing games. And this one here is completely different and original. That's what really excites me the most about it. That's why, this game has to explode. Has to. I can't see it not exploding. So, Pete and Frank, anything you'd like to say? Oh, by the way, aren't you going to be in Atlantic City too? At that, what's that conference called?
Yes, actually, we're going to be at IGA in April, and also at the East Coast Gaming Congress in Atlantic City in April. So 2 conferences in April exhibiting.
Okay, so more people get a chance to see the game. So is there anything else you guys would like to comment or say about the game, or anything else before we close it out?
No, I'd just like to say thanks, Richard. Seriously, the conference is good for table game guys like us. It really is. It's I don't know.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, there's no other place we could go, and like Mike was saying, it's hard to get into casinos. Someone told me it's $1 million to 1 shot to get on the floor. So I don't know if that number's accurate, but it sounds good when you're pitching.
Unfortunately, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing.
It's pretty accurate.
It's something to 1. We know that, right?
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that's what someone told me. So anyway, it's been great. And the 1-2 punch.
Yeah, the M&M. What's the name? Oh, the name of the company. It's Mastroianni and Mugnolo, or the other way around. Entertainment.
Peter's talking to Mastroianni and Mugnolo. That's why he made it M&M. No, it's been a great. I'll tell you what, it's really been great. We bounce ideas off each other, and there's one thing you have to do when you invent a game. There's no ego involved. If someone has a better idea, as long as it works,
right?
And that's how we've been doing it. Pete would say, "Nah, do it this way, Frank." Okay. In fact, I'm going to give you the IGA. He goes, "I think we should go to IGA." I go, "Nah, we shouldn't. We did real good." Then I thanked him. I said, "I'm glad we're going to the IGA, Peter. Great idea." So there has no egos. We're all towards the same goal, getting some knockouts, and that's it. So it's been great.
All right, let's knock them out.
We're gonna knock them out, Richard. We're gonna knock them out. Check out knockout52.com.
I want to thank you, Frank, for being on that panel and giving some advice to the other people out there looking for the games. Like you said, you got to check the ego at the door, and that's one of the things I saw at the conference between all the game makers. Everybody was offering suggestions, helping each other out. It is an area of gaming that I think we need to boost back up. Like Richard said, it's been years since a real individual unique game has come out. So glad to be part of it.
We're excited.
Thank you.
Okay. Guess what? This podcast is over.